Hello everyone, this is Robin and welcome to mypinkstamper.com. Today I have a quick and simple video for you using our brand new Tropical Chic bundle. I'm going to be using the stamp set and I'm also using the framelits that coordinate with it called Tropical Framelits or Tropical Finlets, one of the two. Alright, so the colors that I'm using are Coastal Cabana, which is a favorite that they brought back just on June 1st. And I'm also using my favorite, which is Berry Burst ink pad. So we're going to have a lot of fun. This is a super easy card. Anyone can make it, but there are some fun little added bonuses to it, some little touches using the coordinating framelit set. So let's go ahead and get started. We will start by doing, I like to do my stamping first. So I'm going to be using the Coastal Cabana and I'm going to stamp on these pieces right here. Now one thing you're not going to see me demonstrate on this video, I am going to be using the Big Shot with these framelits here, with some of these framelits, but I also have a circle from our Stitched Shapes framelits, and I'm not going to do this on video, so I already have this cut out for you just to save a little bit of time. So I'll go ahead and pull out the Coastal Cabana and open it up. This is one of our brand new ink pads and new designs, so if it looks different, it's because it is. So these are a little bit thinner. They stack a lot better, a lot easier, and they're really easy to open. Sometimes it's so easy that it's difficult. So I'm going to show you how step by step really quick. So all you need to do is open it up, just as if you're opening up like a compact mirror. There you go, it's open, and then you can slide it into place. Now it might seem a little bit sticky in the beginning just because it's brand new, but over time it'll loosen up. And then to close it, I just give it a little push here first, and then you pull it, flip it, close it. So that's super easy. You can get that down. It'll be really fast. Okay, so the stamp I'm using first is this is a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock. This is cut at 1 inch by 5 1/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the sentiment that says, "With much love and thanks." And I'm also going to be using this for some of my customer thank you cards. So some of you that are watching will be getting this in the mail from me very soon. I'm going to be working on these this afternoon. I'm still trying to catch up. I think I might be to June. Pretty soon I'll be to June. I was out of town for almost 2 full weeks, so it takes just a bit to get caught up. Okay, so now on this right here, this is the circle using thick Whisper White cardstock. I don't think I mentioned that. And I'm going to be using this stamp right here. So I'm going to be stamping second generation, which means I'm going to stamp off on my Stampin' grid paper first. And I'm just going to kind of stamp some backgrounds here. There we go. So I just have a little bit of a background there, and I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to stamp in full color just one on this piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock. Set that aside. I'm going to go ahead and close this. We don't need our Coastal Cabana anymore. The next stamping we're doing is we're using our Berry Burst ink pad, and I'm going to be using 3 different pieces of cardstock for this, if I can grab one. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and we're going to make our background paper. So I have here a piece of our Berry Burst cardstock. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to be using, this is one of our old style ink pads. You see I haven't switched them all over yet, and that's totally fine. I don't know if I'm going to. We will see. We will see. That's still to be determined. Okay, so now I'm using this one here for the background, and then I'm also going to be using this one in a second, just so you know. So we'll have used these 3 so far. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to do first generation, just full regular stamping right on the back. And I stamp a little bit off, so that's why it's good to have a background paper. You never want to stamp just in the box because that makes the paper seem a lot smaller. You want it to be fluid and flow off like this, and it makes just everything seem like it fits better. It works better. Okay. You like that explanation? Okay. So now I'm just going to stamp some of these on here. A little bit peeking off right there. Okay, so now I'm going to take the other leaf that I just showed you, and we're going to do what's called second generation stamping, which means you stamp off first, and this gives you a lighter color. So if you can see that, it just gives you a lighter version of the same color. And you can do that up to 3 and 4 times to give just different softer versions. If it's a really dark color, sometimes it just gives you just more to work with, more for your bang for your buck. So I'm just kind of filling in all of the white space here, all of the pink space, I guess you could say. Okay, so I have my beautiful background. Isn't that so pretty, you guys? I love it so much. Okay, I'm gonna set it aside. Now I'm going to set this one aside as well. Now I'm going to pull back this leaf that we just used a second ago. And on my scrap piece of Berry Burst cardstock, I'm going to just stamp one like that. And now I'm going to be using the other flower. And we're going to stamp this on just regular Whisper white cardstock. And I'm going to stamp that right there. And now I can, that's all the stamping we're doing for this card, and this card is just so adorable. I cannot wait to make a ton of these. I just cannot wait to whip these out. It's so fun. I love the new Coastal Cabana, and I love how it just works with so many different colors. It's very versatile. It's going to be a staple for me for years. Okay, I'm going to set my background paper aside, and I'm going to pull out my Stampin' Up! Big Shot. This is my Big Shot. Now I'm not going to be using it on this. And I'm not going to be using it on my strip, and I'm not going to be using it on my circle. But I am going to be using it on the other 3 right here. So we could just do this all at one time. Now these are, I'm using the framelits because I'm going to frame around these. Now it does help to use the magnetic platform. I'm using the precision base plate. The magnetic would just hold it into place a little bit better. So I just have to be a little careful when I'm putting it on. Just make sure I have it where I want it. And then try not to bump it or move it or anything. But honestly, it's okay if it's not perfect. That's what stamping is and paper crafting is. It's just homemade, handmade. We're not talking perfection here. We're talking just art. Okay, I'm going to put my top on, and then I just hold it down. So the trick is I just hold it down as it's going in. Just make sure you don't put your fingers in the roller. Okay, now I have all of those. And if you are new to my YouTube channel and you guys are watching this for the first time, welcome. You can find me on mypinkstamper.com. I have been posting videos for close to 11 years. I have a lot of cards, scrapbook pages, whatever you want. I've got it. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you. Okay, all right. Now it's time. I like my background. I'm going to pull the background out again. I like my background on here. Okay, so now it's time to make this into a super cute card. Okay, have these all ready to go. So let's go ahead and start with the back. Since I'm not using any ribbon or anything that really needs to wrap around, I'm going to start with my piece of thick Whisper white cardstock, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. The scoring just helps it to fold over easier, and I'm using a bone folder right here. Now I'm going to be using our snail adhesive, which is my staple adhesive, and I'm going to be pulling out this piece. Now this is, I told you earlier, the Berry Burst cardstock that we stamped on. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Super easy. I do have an online class. If you guys are watching this in June, if you're watching it the day I release it, I do have an online class using this bundle as well, but they usually fill up in about 2 days, so this might already be sold out by the time you see it, but that's okay. Here's another idea for you. Either you took the class or not. Here's a fun idea. Okay, I'm just going to put that strip on the bottom, and now what I'm going to do is I'm taking this here, and I'm going to just take the leaf that's pink. Isn't that so fun? Of course I would do a pink leaf, right? I'm just going to have that flush on there. And then I'm going to take one-dimensional, I might hear my boys down there playing in a second, but that's okay because it's summertime and we're just home for the summer. I work from home, so it makes it really easy for me. A challenge and easy to help my kids whenever they need it, or to pick them up or take them somewhere. Okay, so this is there, and then we're just going to put this one right here. And let's flip this over. And I'm going to add just 3 more dimensionals on the back. These are Stampin' dimensionals. I don't know if I mentioned it. And I'm just going to add this on here. And I have just a beautiful card. Look at this, you guys. Is this just so adorable and cute? And anyone can do this. You can follow along. I have all of the supplies listed at the end of the video or in the description of this YouTube video. You can find all of these supplies directly on my shopping page at mypinkstamper.stampinup.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button and subscribe. I'd love to have you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.